Hey, Stephanie Hartman here of Catalyst Consulting. In my 20-plus years supporting leaders of organizations big and small, some recurring challenges seem to span regions and industries. From doctors to dog care, loggers to lawyers, and farmers to pharmacists, it turns out people stuff is people stuff. To celebrate 10 years since founding Catalyst, I'm releasing 10 videos this year to share concepts my clients have found especially helpful. Today's video is about involving others in decision-making. There are some useful models, like the Vroom-Yetton decision tree, that help you determine if and how you should include others in decision-making. The model looks at impact, commitment, and time. Impact: how big of a deal is it if we get this wrong? Example would be deciding whether or not to implement restrictions during a pandemic. Hell yes, it's a big deal. Whereas a decision like tacos or burgers for lunch, not a big deal, except I do love tacos. Commitment: for the thing to be implemented successfully, does the team need to support the decision? If people are going to need to start doing a new thing and they have some level of discretion about if or how well to do it, you need their commitment. Example: if you have a new expense reimbursement process and they simply do not get reimbursed if they don't follow the process, guess what? They do not have a lot of discretion, so you don't really need their commitment. But if you are trying to get folks to adopt a new selling strategy, they really need to buy in for it to work. Time: do you have time to get input? The decision tree is a little complicated, but the short answer is if the decision has a big impact, get input from the best experts you can access and the time available. If the team needs to be behind it for it to really work, consider if they trust you to make the call or if they'll need to be involved to feel comfortable a good decision was made. We're not going to get too much more into that because the fallout I most often see related to getting feedback from the team has less to do with whether or not the input should have been solicited and more to do with a team who has asked for their input, but it appears to have been ignored. Here's the deal. Unless expressly stated otherwise, when you ask people for their input, they expect you to take it. I've seen this input ignoring thing happen under two scenarios. The first: a leader who has already made up his or her mind read somewhere they're supposed to involve the team. So they get the group together and try to get them to say the thing that was their idea. And if they don't, the leader proceeds to make the decision they plan to make all along. My advice to you is not to do that. It is super disrespectful. Don't ask if you're not really going to consider their ideas. The other circumstance when people get mad their input was ignored is when a leader has an idea of what he or she needs to do, but wants a sanity check to make sure something big didn't get missed. If you find yourself in that situation, you can lessen the possible upset by being transparent and saying you're considering their input as part of your decision and it is not a group vote. That's the Catalyst tip for today. Since I'm aiming to build capacity in leaders and teams through and for business success, I'd love your help. Please share this video with another leader who likes to grow.